Holy moly, it's hot. I just got back from picking up some more Blu-ray deals right here. This isn't vitamin water, even though it's in a vitamin water package. And I was not prepared for how freaking hot it was. Holy moly. I was picking this up about like a mile and a half down the road. I figured, oh, I could use the exercise. I'll walk it out. That was a mistake. I just checked up the heat index over here, and it said it feels like 104. Woo-wee! Oh, I think my back is like soaking wet, but I think it was worth it. But I'm gonna go in for a second. I'll see you in a moment, and I'll show you what I got. There's a little sneak peek right there. Whew, whew, whew. It was worth it. I got some exercise in, burned some calories for sure, and I'm feeling mighty dehydrated. I'm gonna go get something to drink, and I'll see you in a second with the Blu-rays. All right, I got in. I was sweating like crazy. I just sucked down coconut water, and I opened up a second one right here. Woo! Vita Coco coconut water with pineapple is banging, and thank goodness I had a couple of those in the fridge. Man, I was dying coming back in from that. It is like surface of the hot sun outside. It's, I think, like 95, but with the heat index it said 104 in beautiful Garden State of New Jersey. And you know, I was thinking, let me take a walk down here. I saw somebody had some deals selling some Blu-rays and DVDs for a great price and some great out-of-print titles. I was blown away, and I had to jump on that as soon as I could. It was like, I'll be there in like 25 minutes. So I took my happy ass on out there. I was like, you know what, it's hot out, but I'll burn some of my calories. I need to get my fat ass back in shape. So I was like, let's do it. And you know, halfway there, I was about to turn around, and I was like, I need to go back. I didn't bring any water with me. Stupid decision. You know, it's like not quite a mile and a half, but a little bit over a mile. And I was like, it's not that far. You know, get back in shape a little bit. You know, get moving. I haven't been really utilizing the community pool over here for the townhouse development as much as I wanted this summer. So it's like, you know what, this is some good activity, good excuse to you know, get in some exercise, and with the heat, I'll burn off some extra calories. Man, I was dying on the way back. Holy moly, I barely made it to the door. And one of my neighbors saw me talking to the camera on here. I saw him like look at me like, what? But whatever. So I went there, and that is the stack right there. 19 Blu-rays and DVDs, mostly Blu-rays. There's only 2, 4, 6 DVDs. So 13 Blu-rays. He didn't have any box or anything to put them in, so he offered this vitamin water. I was like, sure, whatever. You know, I didn't want to. I was sweating on the way there, and I was like, you know what, on the way back, I might, you know, these might slide out of my hands or something. So let's go ahead and get into this. This was, again, I've been doing a lot of this bargain hunting, deal hunting. I found some amazing deals. There's one that I recently found, like 95 Blu-rays, and the guy threw in a few DVDs. It was essentially less than $2 a Blu-ray, and the DVDs were free. So, and that was, he actually drove here too. I should have drove, but to pick this up. But yeah, so I found a bunch of great deals recently, but then it kind of dried up a little bit. Didn't find as many good deals. I found a bunch of DVDs, but I'm like, I'm trying to get more Blu-rays. A lot of the DVDs, you know, it's not really worth it unless it's out of print stuff. But this one I jumped on. I was like, I'll be there. I'll be there as soon as I can. But let's get into it. As always, let me know if you've seen these movies and what you think of them, and let me know what your favorite deal from this pickup is. So all of this was $20 first off. So an amazing deal. Essentially $1 a title, only 19 titles, so like a little over $1. You know, just a pinch, I'll crush your head. If anybody remembers that, leave me a comment. Oh man, I used to love that show back in the day. But all right, so essentially $1 a title, $1 a Blu-ray, $1 DVD. First up, there's only, I think it was all horror except for this one, The Town. And I just got this, I think, in one of the other deals that I picked up. So that is probably another one that I'm going to put for the sale pile, because, or trade pile. If anybody's interested, let me know, because I do have like the box set edition of it, which is a really nice release. So yeah, that's The Town. I love this movie. Great heist movie. I like Ben Affleck a lot as a director and as an actor. I remember so many people were crapping on him when he got cast for Batman, and I made a whole video about it. I was like, he's going to be fantastic as Bruce Wayne, and he really was. To me, he's second behind Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton will always be Batman for me. I like Christian Bale as an actor. I think he's a way better actor than either of those guys.
as far as Ben Affleck or Michael Keaton, but just in that role in particular, Michael Keaton, that was my childhood right there. He's Batman for me, but second for me would be Ben Affleck so far. And I'm not even going to talk about George Clooney or Val Kilmer. That's even Adam West. That was, I liked the show, but it was just too campy for me. I didn't grow up on it really. I mean, I would catch the reruns as a kid. But anyways, this is a great heist movie, one of the best heist movies in my opinion. Fantastic supporting cast. John Hamm, Blake Lively, always stunning. Jeremy Renner. And the only thing, my only criticism is the romance aspect was a little bit much, a little bit over the top. That was my only gripe, but highly recommend the heck out of this movie. Next up, all the titles were older titles. There's nothing really new as far as new releases, but I'm actually kind of happy because some of the ones, like I said, were out of print. So that's why I kind of picked these up. Dawn of the Dead, the remake, Zack Snyder. A lot of people hate on this one. I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic modern take, very action-packed horror film. And again, I always say this when I talk about it. One of my favorite scenes was the zombie celebrity look-alike contest when they were shooting them. I thought that was hilarious. Just pulse-pounding action right here. I love the baby scene in there too. Great cast. And I don't know, I don't think it deserves the criticism that it gets. The original, the Romero one, is definitely my favorite just because I grew up on that one. And I always wanted there to be a zombie apocalypse. So I could just hang out with my friends in the mall and kill zombies and just chill out. But I get the consumerism message behind it. This one didn't really have that message a little bit. I mean, they're in the mall, of course, but definitely very thrilling and suspenseful. Mimic right here, this is the director's cut. I remember I had the trilogy, and I remember trading off the trilogy, and because the other two movies I just probably would never watch again. And I'm happy to get this again to add to my collection right here. So this is the director's cut. Now this is one of the ones right here I was like, I am definitely going to come there for this. I actually have this one already though, so I'm just getting this essentially for trade bait or resale value. But this is one of the greatest slashers of all time, one of my all-time favorite slashers. For me, if you put out the granddaddy prerequisite, granddaddy of all slashers, Psycho, put that out of there. That's usually like the prerequisite #1 choice always. But for me, #1 after that would be Tourist Trap, which is so underrated. The Blu-ray release from Full Moon could have been a lot better. There's some issues there, a little bit of editing, cut scenes, and stuff like that. But happy that it's at least got it transferred. I don't know if the release over in the UK is the same cut or not. I need to look into that. But love that film. Super creepy. Chuck Connors, just fantastic in that role. Supernatural slasher movie. And then #2 for me would be the original House on Sorority Row. Such a fantastic film. The remake was actually decent too. And then third would probably be My Bloody Valentine, the original. Just an amazing release. This is the version. For a while it didn't come out. It was like essentially a cut version that had been released for so long, and they found other scenes and put it in there. So very happy about this one. And actually the remake I do enjoy too. The remake grew on me a lot. But yeah, this one right here, the special features. This is out of print. I want to say even the used copies go for like 50, 60 bucks. So souped big time on that. And by the way, I've had some people leave me comments when I say souped, like Campbell's soup, S-O-U-P. No, souped is like one of those words that I've created. I've created a ton of different words, vocab, and it's a combination of super excited. And I say souped. I've been saying that for forever on here, but I guess there's a lot of new viewers, which I'm thankful for. But yeah, it's not Campbell's soup. It's super excited, souped. So there you go. But this was the main one. I saw this. I put on my pants and ran off my shorts, and I ran out the door for this one. Holy moly! I can't believe that. That was one of the things I saw. They're all older titles. I was looking through. There was like, some ones I, have, and I was like, whatever. And then I saw essentially these two, but this is the first one. I was like, I saw this first. I was like, yes, I am gonna be there instantly. If I could teleport there, I would. This is ridiculously out of print, and it goes for like, I don't know, 120 bucks used. Crazy ridiculous prices. Like the new ones are like, people are asking like 200 for it. I don't know if they're actually selling, but they're selling for over 100, which is just insane. Yes, definitely probably the goriest film of all time. Inside's up there too. There's a bunch of, I made a top 10 list of bloodiest movies a while back. I never posted it because I'm a slacker when it comes to doing the editing. But this was on the list, and this is also one of my favorite horror movies and favorite movies. Definitely one of the most rewatchable horror movies as well. Just an all-time classic, Peter Jackson. Who knew that he would come to such prominence and do Lord of the Rings and things like that when he did titles like Dead Alive, Bad Taste, Meet the Feebles. But this is an all-time classic. Love the heck out of this one. I do have the DVD version as well. So there we go. One of the goriest films of all time, and definitely worth you know, burning some calories and almost dehydrating and dying out there in the sun. Man, I'm telling you, it was ridiculously hot out. I'm just gonna stay in the AC for the rest of the day, but that is just blows me away. It looks like it's in fantastic shape as well, so souped big time. Oh, when I saw that immediately, I was like, yes, I'm going for this. And I can't believe he actually put the $20, I didn't have to talk him down. Before, you know, I kind of, you know, when you do these bargain hunting things, sometimes you go back and forth. It's part of the deal. This time it was like 20 bucks. I am not going to try to cheap you down after that. Like, I guess he was just trying to get rid of the stuff, and, you know, maybe I think he said he was, he had it listed for a little bit, so nobody else saw it. I know streaming's big, but I know there's still a big market for Blu-ray collectors out there, especially horror. I think that's one of the horror fans are keeping VHS alive, Laserdisc alive, like basically all formats, DVD, Blu-ray, everything. So that's one of the things. I see 4K Ultra coming out now, and I don't know if there's any horror releases on there, which is one of the things that I think is going to kind of hurt their market. They got to put some horror titles out there to drive in the fans. But anyways, I digress. Jennifer's Body, which I actually just picked up in a recent one as well. I haven't had it before. It was one I always wanted to get, but I do know there's I think a Canadian metal pack version, which I want to get. I thought this was actually decently entertaining. Better than I was expecting. I was surprised by that. I'm not a big fan of Megan Fox acting-wise, and this includes the theatrical and unrated versions of the film. Next up is 30 Days of Night, which is one of my all-time favorite movies. Again, vampires in Alaska, Barlow. Again, there's 30 Days of Night. I can't believe this wasn't, this concept wasn't utilized before. Apparently it was in a Tales from the Crypt episode in season 6, but never in a movie before this. I know there's, I can't remember where it's from, but there's a one called Frostbitten, I believe, which has a similar concept, but I can't remember what country it was from. But it's one of my all-time favorite movies now. Love the heck out of this. One of my favorite vampire movies. Just again, I always talk about this, the blood pops in the white snow. I love the concept to it. And I have a couple of different ones of this. And again, he was selling us a lot. He wasn't going to break it up, and that's understandable. I'm not going to be, you know, I can't be mad at picking ones up that I have already in this lot if I'm getting amazing deals like that are out of print titles. Oh, I just noticed that there's a little indentation right there on the case. I got to make sure it's not on the cover. I can just replace the case. But whatever, I'm sure people won't mind on that one. I have My Bloody Valentine already, so that's not a big issue for me. Jacob's Ladder, which I'm not sure if this version is out of print. I know there's another version with like a digital HD copy. Fantastic, crazy, I would say it's psychological horror. It's very thrilling, and then you got Macaulay Culkin right there too at the end, and great cast too. Danny Aiello. I'm trying to remember some of the other people in here. This doesn't really Elizabeth Pena, but there's a bunch of other people in here. George from Seinfeld was in here too. Jason Alexander, I think his name was. But there's a bunch of other people too, and this one was fantastic. One of my favorite psychological horror movies, The Relic, which is out of print too. I just recently found that out when I was looking all this stuff up. But this one I think goes for like 25, 30 bucks. Yeah, I'm gonna probably replace the case on this one because it's got some indentations, a little bit of wear right there on the case, but as long as the cover's good and the disc is good, that's all that matters. Some good special features on here. I've always enjoyed this one. Kind of underrated, I feel like. Cujo, this is the 25th anniversary edition. I'm not sure if this one's out of print. I know there is a Olive Films release for this, but again, it doesn't have all the special features, and there's a good amount right there. Audio commentary, making of. So that's the 25th anniversary edition of Cujo. Classic right there. The New Daughter, which I do have, and I just recently, I got this from Blockbuster forever ago, and I just never got around to watching it, but really unique and super underrated. I'm a big Kevin Costner fan, but this movie deserves way more attention. It's very creepy and atmospheric, and oh man, that ending. Such a unique horror film that deserves way more attention. And then Wrong Turn 2 and 3 right here. I love Wrong Turn 2. Wrong Turn 3, I think I didn't care for, honestly. Maybe I'll rewatch it. And I have Wrong Turn, the last 5 and 6, I think, or maybe it was 4 and 6. I can't recall now. But I have the recent one that was like recalled for an issue. I think it was like the 6th, but I got it right away before they took them off the shelves. So I think that's re-released now. I think there's just like one quick scene that was an issue. Apparently, the rumor was, I don't know for sure, that they had used, when they were doing pictures of the people that were missing, they used an actual person that was missing. I don't know for sure. That's the rumor, although that was the issue. But Wrong Turn 2 is after the first one, that's my favorite. I actually don't have the first one on Blu-ray. I need to pick that up. I think there's like a multi-pack with at least the first 5. So I don't know. Maybe they'll eventually, because I think they're making a 7th one. I feel like they get the progressively worse as the time goes on. I did like 6 though. I know a lot of people hated it, but I liked the backstory for it, the history of the cannibals and stuff like that. But yeah, the makeup effects get progressively worse for sure. But yeah, Henry Rollins in here, a few other recognizable faces. And this is directed by Joe Lynch. Also Holliston. I love Holliston with him and Adam Green. But yeah, Wrong Turn 3, I can't remember if this is the one that there's like 1 or 2 of them that I just absolutely hated. But, and then the DVDs. Inhuman Resources from Fangoria Presents. Now, I did a trade a while back with a friend on here who's also from Jersey. I don't know if he still makes videos. I think he should, but he's got a great collection. But I don't think he does make videos anymore, unfortunately. But I know I got a bunch of the Fangoria Presents ones from him when his Blockbuster was going out, and my one didn't have them. So I don't know if I have this one or not, but I don't know. I wish there was a Blu-ray release for all those ones. Salem's Lot. Now, this one right here is beat up a little bit, but I don't remember if this is out of print or not. You can see marks and stuff on the front cover and wear and stuff on the side and on the back, but the DVD itself looked good. I checked that out. And I don't know if this is out of print or... I think Warner Archives might have released it, but fantastic vampire movie and definitely deserves to be on Blu-ray. I don't know if there's a Blu-ray release on the future for it or not. Next up is Jason Goes to Hell. This is the unrated and R-rated version. Now, I did not get the Blu-ray box set for Friday the 13th, which I definitely want to. I still need to get that. But I know the Jason Goes to Hell version was, I guess, just the R-rated version, which is a shame. But probably my favorite horror franchise. For sure, of all the big blockbuster ones, I definitely preferred the Halloween movies. Got progressively worse in my opinion. Nightmare on Elm Street, fantastic series. Phantasm needs a Blu-ray box set. Freaking, how is the first Phantasm movie not out on Blu-ray? It's crazy talk. I'd love to get the Sphere. I have the DVD Sphere set from the UK. I'd love to see a Blu-ray release for that. But yeah, that's such a great horror franchise too. Gremlins. I had this DVD a while ago. This DVD actually looks better than the one that I had. I remember selling it because I have it on Blu-ray, but this artwork is kind of cool and unique, so I'm going to keep this one this time. Classic one right there, Phoebe Cates, just talking about her father. So grim. I remember that as a kid. I was like, holy moly, that's dark. Isolation. I remember seeing this one. I think I got rid of this a while ago in my collection, but I think this was like some mutant cows or something crazy. Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Oh, stunning. She still looks great now. I think she said this is going to be her last year doing the makeup in full Elvira costume because she's getting old. I want to say she's in like her 60s now, but yeah, wow. Whew. So many horror fans became men horror fans, guy horror fans became men watching her. I know I did. But there you go. Those are the stacks right there of the Blu-rays and DVDs. Again, some amazing out-of-print titles. Where are they? Right there. Those are the two bad boys right there, the big ones. Dead Alive and My Bloody Valentine. So there you go, another amazing bargain hunting, deal hunting find. I had to run out there even through this torturous heat. It was well worth it. 20 bucks for 19 movies, 6 DVDs, and 13 Blu-rays in total. And what blows me away about this was this guy apparently had them on there for a while and nobody was buying them. And these were $1 a piece essentially. It was, again, $20 for 19 titles. So, you know, just a tiny bit, a pinch over $1 right there. And again, some out of print titles, some great movies overall. Again, Isolation, I don't remember if I really liked that one or not, but I remember being intriguing and unique. From what I remember, it was like a mutated cow kind of thing going on. So again, there was a couple ones that I didn't have. Actually, it's funny because there was a couple ones that I got rid of, like Jason Goes to Hell and Gremlins. And I think there's one other title in here that I got rid of because I thought I was going to upgrade them, and then I never ended up doing so.
And then Jason Goes to Hell is going to get the box set, but it didn't even come with the unrated version that the DVD has, which stinks. So I'm glad I picked that back up again too. So again, the Gremlins one, I remember getting rid of that one, but again, I'm going to keep this one this time because it actually looks better than the one that I used to have, condition-wise, and I love that artwork. And it's really, you know, for something like that that's been released so many times and again on Blu-ray, you're not going to get much for it, but that artwork looks awesome, and I'm going to keep it for the artwork because I'm a huge fan of that movie. Classic right there. So yeah, $1 a friggin' piece right there. And I know before I said one of my recent pickups was the best deal ever. Well, I think this definitely tops it. Just for the out-of-print titles, again, you've got Dead Alive, which goes for over $100 used. You've got My Bloody Valentine, which goes for high prices as well, used even. Relics out of print, even that used goes for like $25, $30. And I think a couple other titles might be, I think Cujo might be out of print too. So I'm definitely pleased with, like, those are just phenomenal deals. Again, this is probably the best deal ever. They're $1 a piece essentially, so you can't beat that price. I think this might top also the best deal ever haul that I had before, but also the Star Wars Blu-ray sets. I got the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy for $2 a piece at a flea market last year. And at the time I thought that was a great deal, and then looking back I was like, that might be one of the best deals ever. But I think this tops it. Holy moly, I'm excited. I'm souped. I'm just so exhilarated. I'm on that euphoric high still. I just can't believe I found such great titles and out-of-print titles for such a fantastic price. Well worth it. Well worth getting, you know, almost heat stroke out there for it. But let me know what you guys think of these movies, if you've seen them, and what was the best deal for you in here. What was your favorite pickup out of this one? Let me know what you think. And time to drink some more coconut water for sure.